Hello and welcome back to another session of serde-yaml. It's Byron speaking. And in the previous session we realized that, well, there needs to be some custom whitespace handling so that we know if it's like a suffix or a prefix. And then we additionally need to add some folding code, which is actually depending on the maximum fold width. And if you look at the code that executes this, and you probably know already what I'm trying to get at, escape JSON. Damn it, here it was. And you see it's kind of the same, but the one deals with the width and the other one doesn't, and there's some sort of special handling that is all related to the width, after all, right? And I think what I want to do first is to unify these things and just say, well, why don't you give me the format and this thing will decide here? Because this loop here is just, this kind of, I wanna put this together. JSON, so escape and fold, and this now needs a max fold width and it needs a format. And the format here is something we only have as a borrow. So that will be an escape format. So here we have the JSON version. And because that's the biggest, fattest signature that we have. And all we need to do is basically put this thing here. Yeah, we don't do this per character because that code is simple enough. We just do it here so that we have the big loop and we decide once. So let's match on it. Let's match on the format. So we have escape format YAML. Format YAML. This is what we have already. And we have escape format JSON, which is the one that comes here. Boom. Just drop it there. Like that. Yeah. Looks like it. This is and JSON. And this is the code we can now just drop in here. Come on. Here in the first branch. And the result is always the same. Start style. Yeah, I think that's totally adequate once we've dropped this here. And like that. And YAML. Voila. And now we have escape and fold. You could even call it escape str and fold, and this guy we can just delete. This is a refactor, so once this compiles again, we'll just commit, right? So yeah, now we actually take the big one here, call it escape str and fold, provided with, this should actually be fine, the return value and the way we handle it. We just provide it with the escape format, which is already a reference, and it's passed in after the width here. Voila. Now we save all of this code and we save this match. And we can move this one to the right, and that's the new one, the new style. Yeah, and I think that's how I want it, even though I don't like the way this looks. That's still what I would imagine here as a refactored version. So this has all the information it needs to do the right thing. Also, not too inefficiently, I'd say, I might add. And that is that. So in theory that works just fine. I will leave this in here, but that is something we will deal with ASAP. So let's see if that builds. Nah. 366. Oops. Okay, so there's something missing here. Ah, yeah. Here there's one. Yeah. No, here just get the escape format. And I think here it doesn't work, huh? This thing doesn't want to be here. Like this. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, not too much space anyway, but so now the syntax check might be better. Expected identifier. Found keyword for 755. What's this? Oh yeah. Voila. Same problem here. Yes. Syntax error. Still not past that, but we might get closer. See, that actually compiles. Very nice. Max fold width, still unused. Oh. Damn it, I just killed diff current. No. Diff current file. Diff cached. So yeah, I just killed my documentation here. The good one. Returns true. Oh, that's also wrong. Returns some style. If the destination buffer DST contains at least one escaped characters, one escaped character from source, which requires the given style. Please note that the string is in DST may also be folded and thus increase in length, even if none is returned. Like that. So that's pretty much it. That's enough for our own purposes. And we handled this correctly already, because we check for the change here. Cool. So we are still not getting the space right, so we are exactly where we have been before, which was expected. Refactor, sir, deduplicate JSON, YAML, escaping. After all, the only difference is the actual escape loop with plenty of common parts that should remain common, such as folding, prefix, suffix handling, and that is that. Skip CI. Cool. And I do wonder still, that's a big topic for now. How can we make this white space thing to work? Obviously, this is a simple test. We might want to add some more elaborate tests here right away. Why not? White space. So if we have something like space tab foo space tab, then I would expect something like la 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 space tab foo space tab here, and here I would expect the same but single quoted. Oh no, wait, it needs to be double quoted because we have the tab in there, so let's not use the tab here. Part of the fun. Yeah, so let's test one after another. Space, 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 space. So here this is the same, but space, what single quoted. Yeah, like that. Space, foo. This is what we expect. That's a prefix. That's the suffix. And this is the case where no change is required, which is when we have foo bar and there is some white space in between, right? Foo bar. In YAML mode, at least, there's no change required, because there's nothing happening here. We can show this. Oh yeah, and new lines are white space as well, not to forget. But new lines would automatically be encoded using our algorithm that we currently have. So that's not part of the fun. That could, yeah, let's try the new line thing just once. Because that's, you know, just to show how we would how we would handle this. We could have space, well, we could also just have a new line here and a new line, well, a new line prefix. This would be then /n. And because we are quoted, all of a sudden this would be that, because a new line is escaped, that would be happening to us. Even though we would be able to represent this using some other format, that's not how it works in flow style, right? In flow style, we enforce quotes in the moment we have some special situation coming up. This is that. All right, this looks good. This is something we should be able to deal with once we are done. And I think this is not how it's going to be, because this loop must remain stupid. And I think the only way we could do this is by checking for suffix and prefix white space in advance, which is independent of the escape style. And before I do this, of course, I wonder how others do this. So here, right now, I don't see that this is handled at all. But I might be missing something. Array, hash, string. Well, here's your string. And it will deal with, but not with space, you know? So if there is prefix or suffix, it will degenerate information. Oh no, look. It doesn't degenerate because it enforces quotes. Fine. So this is something I do not do. Therefore, more stuff needed to analyze the string and be sure we get it right. Yeah, well, this is why we have all these options, and this is what we have to deal with now. I don't want to say suffer from, but yeah, it's just how it is. The question is, how does lib-YAML do it? That's kind of the best way to... oh yeah, first, how does Python do it? I think that's also lib-YAML based. So what happens to space foo? Yeah, so JSON we are not interested in at all. It does it correctly. Suffix space. Foo bar. Foo bar also does it correctly. So this guy really is, you know, understanding its business. And if we have a new line here, it escapes stuff, and therefore it needs double quotes. So it does it totally correctly, and we need to do the same thing. So how do they do it? I mean, the only thing, I would know how I would do it, but I don't know if they have some special smart way, you know. Also here, is not is printable. This is also something, you know, because right now when I do the JSON stuff, I handle printable characters as well. This is kind of the case that I put here, and this is something that is handled here by the is printable. Not is printable or not is ASCII. Or not Unicode and not is ASCII. Okay. Is bomb. Let's have a look at this stuff. Is bomb at 0? But it checks just... The thing is, it just checks one kind of endianness, right? Why does it only check one kind of endianness, damn it? There are various bombs that can happen here. I don't understand that. Does it mean I'm not understanding this? Or does it mean I'm missing something? I mean, maybe this is part of the is printable thing, and they don't really care if it's a bomb. They only care if it's printable after all. So here they are in byte mode, right? Is printable at. Is printable. It's printable at 0. So if it's that or greater than that and blah. And then, so here's where they check their character ranges. So that seems to be the smart part, huh? Oh no, wait a moment. Damn it. Probably char has some smartness built in already. We don't need to do this. It wouldn't be Rust if we had to do this ourselves, huh? Let's use the char primitive type here. So tell me what you can do. How do I know what it can do? What can a char do? Oh, it links somewhere. How do I know what a char can do? I find it here. Is, you know, it has is digit and stuff. Char, impl char. Where do I find the impl? Where do I find this? Is digit. Here. Ah, so that's a primitive type. So, escape Unicode returns an iterator. Oh. That yields the hexadecimal Unicode escape for character S. Look at that. I think we should consider using this. Returns an iterator that yields the hexadecimal Unicode escape of a character of char S. All characters are escaped. And what does it return? Bytes? Escape with Rust syntax. Oh, look, the Rust syntax. So in the shortest decimal representation. So we can't use that. But it doesn't matter. Escape default. Oh, UTF-8, UTF-16. This probably is related to the surrogate pairs, huh? As well. Escape default returns an iterator that yields the default ASCII in C++ like literal escape of character char S. The default is chosen with a bias towards producing literals that are legal in a variety of languages, including C++, 11, and similar C family languages. Tabs, CL, blah, respectively. Single quote, double quote, backslash chars are backslash escaped. Any other char in range 20 to 0x7e are not escaped. Ah, that's true. That's the ASCII range. Any other characters given hex Unicode escape C. Okay. The thing is, I would like to not escape like special Unicode stuff that is, I don't know, Russian, for instance, Cyrillic. And I don't know if that would do it. I mean, I don't think I can use this. But this encoding stuff we might be able to use. To get the surrogate pairs right, maybe? Yeah. So this is something we could use for encoding later, possibly. Is alphabetic an alphabetic code point? Is alphanumeric? Is... So it doesn't have an is printable one. But maybe is alphanumeric? Yeah, so we will use that, that's for sure. Maybe we can put it into this iteration, which means we have a code duplication again. Damn it. Or we match inside of this thing. Then we wouldn't have that kind of code duplication. Yeah. So I'm still thinking we can use is white space at least. Yeah. We can use is white space. To get the prefix and suffix stuff right. The problem is that we would put it here, then after the first escaped character or something, we would have to... Oh, damn it. Yeah. The problem is, worst case... Well, there is no worst case. Let's just search for it. Let's just have a separate iteration here. Let's just goddamn do it. Yeah. So that's the only thing I would think of right now. And again, so let's make sure we are not totally dumb while doing it. Unstable. Okay, there's nothing. Okay, that's also unstable. We don't need that. Escaping we don't need. Is... And we don't need is digit. No need. Is alphabetic. This is kind of what we would use, though. And yeah, so let's have a look at this. Do we miss anything? So how does this, the question is, how does this thing know that it needs to put it into something? That it needs to put it... Yeah, and also is alphabetic here. No, wait. It's okay. I think it's okay. Yeah. So how does this thing know that it needs to put an indicator out? Okay, so this it knows because this is kind of included here, right? So the single quoted scalar. How does it know it can do that? Because, yeah, right plane scalar. Okay, how does it know? How does it know that it can do that? Let's find this. Hopefully it can be found somewhere here. Here's just the definition. That's the style. All right. But how does it know? It must, and here's the definition. It must pre-process the string in some way. Okay, so process scalar. Maybe the guy who processes the scalar is doing the job. Process. That's actually quite cool. Emitter select scalar style. This is the one. So that's their pre-process. Now I get it. All right. So if it's any scalar style, I choose plain. I see. That's how they do it if it's selected. Then if we are in canonical, then it sets it to double quoted. We also do that. And if you have multi-line or Simple key context. Okay, simple key or... I see. I thought if it's not simple key context. But, oh, no, wait, that's and multi-line, right? So multi-line mode, you already automatically choose this kind of thing. But that's awesome. That's exactly the logic that we want here. So it's planar scalar style, plain scalar style. Single quoted allowed. So just checks flags it already has. Flow level and flow plane not allowed. Single quoted allowed. So we have to find the location where this is set. Simple key context. And so it's based on the flow level. And it's based on a few more things than I had in mind. Gee. If no tag and plain implicit. And not plain implicit. Jesus Christ. Is it really that complicated? Probably it is. Oh, and here we have different here we have different styles as well. So for me, it is not the same thing, right? They have... Yeah, so maybe I'm wrong here. Because I have two kind of styles. I've block style and I've flow style. And the flow style has a further differentiation. They just have kind of one style for all. But I think for me, this works better the way I have it. I wouldn't change it. Okay, so the scalar data here. This has all these nice fields set. Flow plane allowed and... So flow plane allowed, I guess, would be disabled somewhere. Look, it's an integer even. All right. Flow plane allowed. Where are you set? If leading space and leading break and trailing space. So here this happens. Look at that. Trailing space, trailing break. So the line break is stuff I'm interested. Oh. And analyze scalar. See, this is where all the magic happens. So they run through once and change the state accordingly. Question. Do we have in the emitter IRS, is there something like analyze? No. That's the emitter. No, it has no analyze step. But we need it. All right, so I guess I can as well put an analyze in there. I think I can combine this. I don't need a separate step for this. I can keep the values locally there. And then, yeah, there's plenty of room for improvements. So they have a separate analyze step. So I might as well stop shitting my pants and then just do the same thing. Analyze. And this will basically determine the flow scalar style. It will be set to some. And I think in the moment we escape anything, we will always set it to double quoted, which is the highest value. We don't even have to check for this. But the best thing that can happen is that we either realize we don't have to do anything. Analyze. Figure out if the string can be. And the thing is, you know what? This thing even wants to know the flow. It wants to know the flow scalar style, because if it is double quoted already, we don't need to analyze, right? Block plane allowed, single quote allowed, all this stuff. I mean, from this point of view, we only have to see, can this be plain, or does it need at least some sort of you know, basically if it's double quoted, there's no need for us to do an analyze step, period. And yeah, this is just how it is. Let's have a look at this. So here we do enforced flow style. If we are not, we can as well decide to not set it. Because if we get some flow style that is already double quoted, then we can't possibly be better. Then we can also say, well, we don't care, but then this next check will automatically use the original flow style, which is potentially better as it contains the escape format that we have extracted before. Yeah. You know what? This thing here, it's even something we could then do internally. And we might even return... Well, no, we return none. If you don't want to overwrite this, return none. Yeah. I think that's how it could be. Yeah. Let's save the analyze step. There's no need. Good. I think that's it. So we put this in, we put the flow style here, which is a reference. And we call that another refactor, and then we implement everything else. Figure out if the string can be represented with the given flow style. Note that we don't have to care if it's already double quoted, as these strings can represent everything. I think this is what we could do here. Yeah, and there's even more potential here for optimization, just because certain strings that are fields, we don't have to analyze either, just because we know that this is not going to be containing any characters that cannot be represented, possibly, right? Possibly. But we will see as we are going along. So we pass in the flow style, and now I'm very, very happy that we have refactored this. Otherwise we would have a lot of code duplication here to take care of, which is annoying. Not annoying, it's unacceptable. There we go. And we can put this one level up here. Good. And now we want to get the escape format here. Let's match on the flow scalar of inStyle. All right. That's by default the YAML escape format. And we're good. So we have the data that we are interested in. And now we can say, well, listen. Let mud may set style is true. And in the moment we realize this is double quote, we may not set it, because I just don't want to say the wrong thing here. I don't want to override it and force my own thing, which changes the format possibly. You know what? Or I just drop in the format that we have. Oh no, wait, it has to be a reference. So yeah, before I do this, I just don't do anything. Because I don't want to make people think that they have to use YAML style now, which is, I'm the only location where this could be relevant anyway, but maybe there is at some point other code that will suffer if you lie at it. Okay, 34 minutes in. Let's do this. I think we should just match on this one. So match on the in style. Oh, we matched on this already. Haha. So if it's double quote, we use the escape format and say may set style. That is that. So the escape format is this, and may set style is false. And here it's that, and may set style is true. And that is this already. Voila. And if we still may set the style, then we are not in double quoted mode. We could also make it is double quoted, right? Is double quoted. Because now we can say, well, if it's not double quoted, do an analyze path. Voila. This is that. And we should be good. And last but not least, if we are not double quoted already, set our return value. Like this, same here, and that's all. Voila. That's it. And now we are ready for our analyze pass that will give us even more information. And we might just set it to double quoted then, if that is required. Actually, all these flags that are set there, we don't need them. The only thing we're interested in is, do we need double quoting? And that is that. Cool. So flow style we pass along. That could even work. Let's see. Unresolved name format. Did you mean source? Sir 766. Match escape format. It's even more precise than it was before. Good. So that is what I meant. Now this actually compiles, and I think that's our refactor here. 2 refactors in a row. And we are back where we were. Okay. Skip CI. Refactor, sir. Also added some more complex white space tests. All right, refactor, sir. Prepare optional analysis step. String. Do I have enough space for string? Nope. String analysis step. Like that. This step is only done if needed and allows us to assure we are using the correct quotation. Correct and minimal quotation. That is that. Cool. I think we are good here. Bada boom. Yeah, it's 40 minutes in, so technically I have to say, well, we called it a session. Also, I have finished my commit. So let's implement the analyze step in the next session. Thanks for watching and have a good day.